Alright, so how I was framed, my name is Jamil Rawls. This happened in the Norton Shores area of Muskegon County, United States of America, state of Michigan. And I was framed like this. Okay, so in the summer of 2012, I met a woman who lived across the street from me. These people's last name was Pastucha, 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 and it was a younger girl at the time. Back in 2012, it was a younger. To me, she was young. I was 26 years old, and at the time, she was 17. And I'm a suspicious person. I'm the type of person where if I don't really know something about somebody, I don't like to be around them. And so the girl seemed to show some sort of interest in me. She was looking at me. She would drive by me in the car with her mother and then her father, and the whole family actually seemed to show some interest in me. And the girl she was smiling. She seemed to like me. And so that went from one day me walking down the street, the girl came outside of her house. She walked outside of her house and she explained her name. She said, she basically said, "Hey, I'm your neighbor." I believe she said her name was Jamie, but I had forgot her name. But I believe she said her name was Jamie, and then I didn't know their last name was Pastucha. And so I met the girl, and she had natural red hair and blue eyes, and she had a sister named Samantha that looked just like her. But she looked like she was the oldest one. So there was three sisters. There was the girl I met, introduced herself to me. Then there was her sister named Samantha. Then there was a younger one named Kayla. Kayla Pastucha had natural blonde hair. The Samantha girl had natural red hair. The girl that I met had natural red hair. Samantha's sister. So I met this girl. And then, next thing I know, I talked to her a few other times, and around the neighborhood, like there's a cul-de-sac we live in. I talked to her a few other times. Then in the summer of 2015, when the neighborhood watch gang stalking started, it was these people, this family that was following me around, and I had sent the girl some flowers, and then after that I made some YouTube videos about what was going on. But because this was the family that was stalking me, like, they covered everything up. They switched the daughter that I sent the flowers to with another woman named Amanda Cherry, and then they were saying like Amanda Cherry was their daughter, but Amanda Cherry never lived in the neighborhood. She never lived in the house. According to the police report, she lived in Roosevelt Park. So, and everybody knows Amanda Cherry never lived there. I had been living in that neighborhood longer than anybody. Amanda Cherry never lived in that neighborhood. I never even seen her before until my trial. But the girl I sent the flowers to, after I sent her the flowers, she started following me around multiple times a day, which is stalking. And I tried to look past that, but at the same time, the whole family was involved with this. The whole neighborhood was involved with this. The contract stalking, and the mother was giving instructions to different neighbors on what to do illegally. Robin Pastucha is the mother. She had no right to tell anybody to do anything to me. I don't know what's going on with the government, with the Norton Shores Police, with the FBI. This woman had no authority or no right to tell anybody to follow me or anybody to do anything to me. She had no authority to do any of that. Her husband had no authority. These people had no authority to be in my life whatsoever. But at the same time, they were using their children and using their family to follow me all over Muskegon. Like, people think this is funny. I'm not lying about this. This actually really happened. Like, this isn't me just making it. Like, I don't make stuff up. I'm a conspiracy researcher. I risk my life to go on the internet and tell people the truth. I don't just make stuff up. So this woman's daughter, I couldn't even go to Grand Haven, Michigan. I couldn't go to Grand Rapids, Michigan. I couldn't wake up at 3 in the morning and walk down the railroad tracks to Grand Haven without this woman's daughter that I sent the flowers to follow me around. The girl in the police report, Amanda Cherry, that's 29 years old. I don't know who she is. I never seen her before in my life. Don't give a fuck about her. Don't know her. Don't mean nothing to me. I don't know who she is. The only time I ever seen her was at the trial. So, but the girl that lived across the street that I sent the flowers to, she's the one that was following me around. And after I was arrested, the girl actually dyed her hair a darker color. So these people, the mother, Rob Muskegon, is a Freemason. And to my perception of the court system in Muskegon County, I believe the Judge Raymond J. Castro, I believe he's a Freemason. Then the detective who was working the case, I'm pretty sure he was probably the police are Freemasons. So this was a Freemasonic thing. This wasn't necessarily, but the fucked up part about the whole thing is, I keep talking about the Jeffrey Willis case. The FBI gave testimony in Jeffrey Willis's case on the Jessica Harrigan charge, and I don't believe Jeffrey Willis kidnapped Jessica Harrigan. So there's some corruption going on at the Norton Shores Police Department. And if you research domestic intelligence, see, the CIA is foreign intelligence. When you say the Central, like you can write the Central Intelligence Agency a letter right now, they're going to tell you that their mission is foreign intelligence. If you ask the CIA about the Kennedy assassination, they're going to tell you that's not within our parameter of investigation. We do foreign intelligence. Ask us a question about Moscow, Russia. Ask us a question about Korea. Ask us a question about Vietnam. We got you. But don't ask us a question about the United States, because we do foreign intelligence. So when it comes to intelligence operations on United States soil, you're mainly dealing with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Within the intelligence community, there's dozens of other organizations, but the FBI conducts domestic intelligence. So in the Jessica Harrigan case, you had the Secret Service and the FBI in the courtroom. So it wasn't just a Norton Shores Police Department cover-up. You had FBI and Secret Service in the courtroom testifying against Jeffrey Willis. Why would you need the Secret Service and the FBI in there? Now I'm getting off topic, but okay, going back to what I was really saying. So, the mother was a Freemason, and her daughter was following me around everywhere. And, like, they're trying to depict it that I'm crazy, or I was, like, obsessed with the daughter. This girl was following me around everywhere I went. And then in the beginning, it was with all white men. Get this, in the beginning, it was with all white guys. Then, after I was arrested, this girl started following me around with all black guys. All over Muskegon Heights, all over downtown Muskegon. And I was angry. I'm angry about this whole situation that happened to me, because these people are informants. These people work for the Freemasons, they work for the police, they work for the federal government, and they're informants. And they switched the daughter on the police report and framed me. Then the day I went to court, the girl I sent the flowers to was still following me around. So, my perception, like I'm talking to the Nation of Islam, the NAACP, the ACLU, my perception of it is the FBI in Grand Rapids, they're not going to want to arrest. If they came to the conclusion that the judge in the courtroom, Judge Castrava, was involved with it, they're not going to want to arrest Judge Castrava. They'd rather just frame me or do something to me to cover it up. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how crooked and corrupt the county of Muskegon is. They'll let people stalk people and harass people and lie on people and frame people for nothing. What was the purpose? What was the point of me being harassed by these people? What was the point of me being framed? What did I spend a year in jail for? I didn't know Amanda Cherry. I never tried to pull any fucking girl in any car. I don't really know these people across the street from me. They don't even really know me. What did I spend a year in jail for? It doesn't make any sense. My conclusion was the people harassing me and stalking me, which was a lot of different people, were allowed to do this, and they were involved in the kidnapping of Jessica Harrigan. That's my conclusion. Make me look crazy in the police report, make me look crazy in the newspaper, then no one's going to think about who are these people following me around. And if they're the people who were kidnapping Jessica Harrigan, well, then they can use Jeffrey Willis to cover that up. Then they can make me look crazy. They don't got anything to worry about. Jeffrey Willis is in prison for the crime. Somebody's been convicted of it. Then the guy that we're following around torturing, stalking, he looks crazy. So I don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. So anyway, going back to my story, I met the girl in 2012, and I was minding my own business, walking around the neighborhood, and she introduced herself to me. The girl had some sort of crush on me or something. She wasn't even, to be honest with you, the girl wasn't even really attractive. I didn't like the girl because of how she looked. I didn't like the girl because of how she looked. I liked the girl. The reason why I came on YouTube and was expressing my compassion, the girl kept following me around everywhere. Then she had a problem. She was supposed to drive by me in a car with another guy and look at me in my eyes, and she would never do it. So I went out on the limb, and I said, well, the girl, there's something going on, and everywhere I go, there she is. And so I went on a limb and went on YouTube and expressed all this emotional care and stuff. It had nothing to do with the girl in the fucking police report. The girl in the courtroom had nothing to do with anything. The girl, Amanda Cherry, from Roosevelt Park, or wherever the fuck she's from, she had nothing to do with anything that happened with me. These people don't, that's the whole thing on YouTube. You got this obsolete guy. These people don't mean anything to me. I don't know these fucking people. They're not important. They're not relevant to me. They're not important to me. And what makes me mad, what's starting to make me mad about this whole corruption scandal in Muskegon, Michigan, is I was doing some research and I found out that the Judge Kostrov, is a member of the Republican Party. Right? I know a lot about the Republican Party. I got information about the high levels of the Republican Party. That's what I'm angry about. These people framed a man and fucked with a man who knows a lot about the Republican Party, who knows a lot about the federal government on higher levels. I could have went into that courtroom. I could have went into that goddamn courtroom and sat in that courtroom and ran my mouth about numerous things. I could have went into that courtroom and ran my goddamn mouth all about the secrets of the federal government. I could have went into that fucking courtroom and sat there and ran my mouth about skull and bones. I could have sat in that courtroom and destroyed the reputation of the federal government all over the goddamn fucking world. I didn't do that though, but I could have. And these people sat there and lied about me in that courtroom and framed me for what? For some middle class, for some white family and fucking some people that live in Muskegon. What the fuck? How stupid the fuck? What the fuck? Some people, fucking the neighborhood that we live in isn't even nothing special. It looks like the whole neighborhood was built out of cereal boxes. Look, they built the whole neighborhood in 10 minutes out of Cheerio box boards and shit. Punk ass neighborhood. And so most of that neighborhood's white trash and all that. Fuck that neighborhood. And so I don't get what happened in that courtroom. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I was framed. God damn it, I was framed. And another thing is every time I went out and met some new friends or met some people that I liked, these contract stalker people would somehow, they would send alerts to these people's phones or pay somebody to go near these people and contract these people to participate in the overall orchestrations of what this gang stalking stuff is. Of what this gang stalking stuff is. God damn it. And I'm mad as a mother. I'm angry about the whole thing. I look at it like this. Whoever these people are, they're not relevant. God damn it, I can go on the internet right now and destroy the federal government with the information I know. Why the fuck was I put in a courtroom with a bunch of fucking these people aren't nobody. I was framed.